Hey guys, in this video we are going to go over page 30, Comparing Linear Functions, Part 1. Go ahead and pause the video, add this to your table of contents, and turn to page 30, and I will give you the half sheet to tape down. Alright, linear functions can be represented by a graph or a table. Even if two functions are given in different forms, they can be compared in different ways. So we're going to use this table for f of x. So f of x is equal to the table, and then we have a graph, which we'll call that g of x. So we're going to be comparing f of x, which is a table, and g of x, which is a graph. So we're going to complete the missing information. Which is greater, f of 20 or g of 20? So first thing that we're going to do is we're going to write an equation for f of x and for g of x. So we're going to go back up to the table and we're going to write an equation. So from a table, we can identify our y-intercept from the starting value in the table. So this tells us that b is equal to 3. And then m is my rise over run. So I have to figure out what I need to go up by for my y's. So that's plus 3. And then with my x's, that's plus 1. So it's our rise 3 over run 1. So my slope is 3 divided by 1, which is 3. So this is my b value, and this is my m value. I'm going to go back down to the bottom part, and I'm going to write my equation. So y equals 3x plus 3. So both my m and my b were 3. Now we're going to do the same thing for g of x, for the graph. So we start with our y-intercept. So this tells me that b is equal to -6. We're counting by 2's. So m, I have to find my rise over run. So I go up 2 and over 2. So 2 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So my slope is equal to 1. So I'm going to go back down here, m is equal to 1, and then I have x, and then -6 is my b value, my y-intercept. So now that I have both of my equations, I want to figure out which is greater, f of 20 or g of 20. So I'm going to replace both x's with the number 20 for both of my equations. So f of 20 is going to be 3 times 20 plus 3. And g of 20 is going to be 1 times 20 minus 6. So 3 times 20 is 60, plus 3 is equal to 63. And then 1 times 20 is 20. 20 minus 6 is equal to 14. So ask yourself, which one is bigger? So this one is bigger. So f of 20 is equal to 3 times 20 plus 3. That was equal to 63. G of 20 was equal to 1 times 20 minus 6, and that was equal to 14. So we said that 63, f of 20, was greater because 63 is bigger than 14. So we're going to go over one more example of comparing f of 30 and g of 30 for these two tables and graphs down here. So this is my f of x, and this is my g of x. We're going to write our equations. So I find my starting value in the table. It's always when x is equal to 0. So that's my b value. And then m is my rise over run. So I'm going 0.5, so plus 0.5, and then plus 1, so 0.5 divided by 1 is equal to 0.5, and that's my slope. So my equation for f is y equals 0.5x plus 2.5. Now I'm going to write my equation for the graph for g of x. So we find our b value, which is our y-intercept. So that's at about 1, because we're counting by 2s, be careful. And then we go up to this point, so it goes up 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is 0.5, so m is 0.5. My equation for the graph, y equals 0.5x plus 1. So now we're in charge of finding f of 30 and g of 30. So everywhere that there's an x, I'm going to put the number 30. Same thing over here. Y equals 0.5 times 30 plus 1. So this was supposed to be g of 30. All right, so 0.5 times 30 is 15. 15 plus 2.5 is 17.5. 0.5 times 30 is 15. 15 plus 1 is equal to 16. So this one is bigger. So f of x, f of 30 is greater than g of 30, because 17.5 is bigger than 16. All right, so go ahead and pause the video if you need to get any more of these answers copied down. So once you're finished page 30, I will give you the assignment that goes along with this.